You're listening to Wild About Arizona, the official podcast of the Arizona Game and Fish Department.
And welcome to Wild About Arizona. I'm John Treeweiler with the Arizona Game and Fish Department. Today's topic is the Ben Avery Shooting Range here at Arizona Game and Fish. It's so large. There's so much going on there. We actually have two folks with us today. We have Christopher Dean. He is the range manager from the rifle pistol side of the range. And we have Carl Cowgill. He is the range master from the clay target archery side. Gentlemen, thanks so much, both of you, for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
So we'll start with, Christopher, we'll start with you. Tell us about your role here at Arizona Game and Fish and at the Ben Avery Range on the rifle pistol side of things.
Certainly. Well, as the manager, I'm responsible for overseeing the operations of the facility, but a lot of what I do now is focused on future planning, looking at how we can provide additional opportunities for the shooting public, as well as assessing what the needs are of the shooting public of Arizona and providing some of those new opportunities. And very soon we're looking forward to being able to announce some new opportunities out there, as well as discussing today some of those and how things have changed due to COVID.
Yeah, and it's not just rifle pistol out there. We have the clay target and archery side of things, and Carl is with us. Carl, tell us a little about your role at clay target and archery.
Good morning, and thank you for offering me this opportunity to share Ben Avery with the public.
Of course.
My job as a range master is the outside day-to-day operations. Range safety is our top priority, keeping our customers safe, confident, and enjoying themselves. Additionally, as a range master, we have programs and projects that we take care of at the range, programs which is introductory to new shooters programs. We have leagues that we are availed to the public, and we have competition in different categories, local, state, and national competitions that Ben Avery hosts, both on the rifle pistol and the clay target side.
And you kind of touched on a little, Carl, but we'll stay with you for a second. Tell us a little bit about some of those opportunities and things you have going on at the clay target archery side of the range.
Well, in the winter months, we'll start with archery. We have our normal walking courses that are open to the public, and then once a month in the winter months when it's a little cooler, we have user groups that provide 3D target archery experience for the customers. These are sometimes 3 and 4 days events, typically a Saturday and Sunday event. That you can catch that on our website and the user group's Facebook page. But that gives them up to, the big shoots are 80 target 3D courses. We host winter range, which is, winter. It's winter. It's not winter range. That's a different topic. But the Trap Association, Arizona Trap Association, and National Skeet Association, and the Sporting Clays Association, they also meet every other week. They alternate when they come out, and they host events with us as well in the venue of Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays.
Okay, and when it comes to rifle pistol, Christopher, again, we have a lot of things happening on that side of the range as well, right?
Yes, with a range with 22 sub-ranges, essentially, we have a lot going on from the public range where we have paper targets with distances between 5 and 200 yards, as well as a 300-yard range that has both steel and paper targets. We've also added steel target opportunities, and the user groups also provide not only training, but we have matches, competitions, and other general shooting activities on the rifle silhouette range, pistol silhouette range, the high power range, bench rest. So if there's a shooting discipline that someone is involved in or interested in, chances are they can find some place to shoot at Ben Avery.
Yeah, because this is a unique place. I mean, this is one of the largest publicly operated shooting facilities in the country, correct?
Correct.
And just that itself, I mean, we've already talked about some of the different opportunities, like you said, with the 22 sub-ranges and all that. But what are some of the most unique opportunities when it comes to the Ben Avery Shooting Range? Because it's not just basic archery. It's not just basic rifle pistol. There's a lot that you can do.
Absolutely. Several of them pop out. Winter Range, which is one of the largest Old West shooting events. Unfortunately, with COVID restrictions, it's not quite as big as it used to be, but you could go out and actually, as a member of the public, engage with shooters who would shoot firearms from contemporaneous with the Old West, as well as see people in costume doing fast draw shooting, that type of thing. We also have the 1,000-yard range as one of the largest in the United States, a 100-position 1,000-yard range. People from all over the world travel to Ben Avery to shoot competitively, as well as to practice for international events like the Olympics out at Ben Avery.
And I mean, in some cases, there's a range where people are on horseback, right?
Yes, there is a mounted shooting arena as well.
Sounds like it's endless possibilities out there at Ben Avery. And Carl, any skill level is welcome to come out to the Ben Avery shooting range, right? You don't have to be an expert. You could be just, starting out or curious or wanting to learn how to shoot, correct?
That's correct, John. We have on every day, anybody that walks in that's a new shooter, we have the quail course set up on the one of the sporting clays courses, and all the targets are designed for first-time shooters, for them to learn to engage and successfully break targets. That's how we get them in. In addition to that, there's the training programs that we offer. We have, like at a golf course, there are golf pros. We don't have them on staff, but several people have classes they'll give out there on a one-on-one basis when the customers make arrangements, make an appointment with them.
So people shouldn't be intimidated if, they may be intimidated by just the size of Ben Avery, but if you want to go out there and learn, don't be intimidated by that.
Not at all.
If people want, you mentioned classes, if people do want to learn, sharpen their skills, or if they're new and they do want to take a class, those are things that you offer right now?
Yeah. Yes. Game and Fish currently, due to COVID, is not offering the classes, but we have user groups that are still offering the classes. You can find those on our website. One of the classes for new shooters is called the Cactus Wrens. They welcome people out. Our program, if they look on the website, is called the Desert Roses. So there's Cactus Wrens and Desert Roses. Those are two of the introductory programs.
Well, another item to note as well is many of our staff are experienced shooters, and when social distancing is no longer a factor, our staff is more than willing to help individuals with basic shooter correction, helping them out, answering questions. I mean, it is very much a community, and as part of the shooting community, they want everyone to be successful. So if they see someone struggling, or if someone has a question, there's experienced staff right there who will be able to provide instruction, insight, guidance, that type of thing. Some of my fondest memories of being a range master or being able to help people become a better shooter.
And I'll second that, and that's part of what I think when I'm one of the lead range safety officers, so I try to ingrain to the new people coming on board. If you can help people learn to shoot by giving them pointers, there's so many people that will come out here one day, if they don't hit but 3 targets out of their first 25, they're never coming back. If you see them struggling and can give them a hand, help them hit the target, whether it's the bullseye or just getting on the target, you have created a customer that will come back over and over again. And that's part of the range master's job description, is to recruit, retain customers. Because if so many people will come one time, no success, never come back. Also, if they need more time for training, introduce them to our programs. I can't tell you how many people I got volunteers now just from meeting them at the range. And I've been sending them over to do fish captures and eagle's nest watching and stuff like that. The range master has an opportunity to just spread the Game and Fish's information like unbelievably.
That's pretty cool.
It is. If you're that's in your DNA to, and if you really love the agency, to promote it like that. Those opportunities are available.
And even the most rewarding ones from a customer perspective are ones that we're not necessarily cognizant of the time. I remember a guy trying to sight in a rifle. He couldn't get his bolt to close. I looked at it and I immediately knew he had gotten the sight screws backwards for a scope. And so he couldn't close the bolt on his rifle. I told him, hey, just pull out your screws, swap them, it'll be fine. And he got that rifle sighted and he left. No big deal. That was probably the third or fourth one that week I had seen. He came back 2 weeks later to show me the picture of the deer he had gotten because he thought he was going to have to cancel his hunt because his firearm was broken. And in his mind, I had saved his hunt. It was no big deal to me, but the impact for him was tremendous. And every time I saw him after that, he'd always go, hey, do you remember me? You're the one who saved my hunt. It's like, yeah, I remember you. It's great. And there's a lot of personal relationships that can develop between the staff and the shooters that we know each other by name. We check in with one another. It's like, hey, good to see you again. We haven't seen you in a while. And where do you go to a place to recreate or even a store, right, where someone actually remembers you to that level?
Well, you've created your own family out there, really.
Correct.
It's the true case. And a lot of those people end up joining other organizations like the Clay Busters that do our Cactus Wrens programs. They want to volunteer. They want to share what we gave them with others because they realize the value of that, of sharing your knowledge and understanding to a new shooter.
Christopher, we know that just this year, which was actually pretty exciting, we announced a brand new online reservation system at the Ben Avery Shooting Range, and it's been quite the success. It's gotten a lot of customer feedback that they really like it. Kind of explain to us how that works, why we introduced this online reservation system, and really what the customer reaction has been to it.
Overall, it's been a very positive reaction. To give maybe a little bit of context to it, at the rifle pistol range on a Saturday morning, you could come to shoot with no guarantee of an open table, and we'd have waiting lists sometimes approaching 4 hours. And of course, for people trying to plan their day, that was not conducive to that. So now with the online reservation system, we are able to track tables, have a time certain, you pay your price up front, and you have your shooting time. You can say, hey, I want to go shooting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and here's my slot. And then you don't have to worry about showing up at 6:30 in the morning to wait in line to shoot at 9 o'clock. It allows people to better plan their day, but it also has the effect of not having to call and say, hey, is there a spot open on the range, right? All this is available on our website, www.azgft.gov/BASF, and you can get that information immediately at your fingertips, as well as all the other shooting opportunities that we have available. It's not just the public range anymore. As I mentioned earlier, we added pistol steel targets and rifle steel targets that are now available to the public on demand, as well as the 300-yard range, which is available Saturdays and Sundays. So that gives some additional longer range shooting opportunities for both steel and paper targets.
And as you mentioned the website. There's a ton of resources there for people to learn about it, to make the reservations, what they should do. What's the most unique part? What's the best part about the rifle pistol side, Christopher?
It is a place where families can go to recreate. I've worked for the department for 15 years, always at the shooting range, and one of the things I enjoyed the most was seeing parents and children shooting together, or 3 generations, grandparents, parents, and children, all having the opportunity to shoot together and learn a very prominent pastime for America. I mean, I have fond memories of myself growing up and shooting at what was then the Black Canyon Shooting Range, currently Ben Avery Shooting Facility. So I would say that ability to have a fun family destination where you can safely recreate and enjoy yourselves is what I think is one of the most unique and exciting aspects of it.
And Carl, when it comes to clay target archery, I imagine you echo some of that with the kind of the best and unique opportunities over on that side. What's the best part?
Absolutely. The unique things about Ben Avery Clay Target Center is, in addition to the standard fare of trap, skeet, and sporting clays, we have an international bunker trap range, which is attended by Olympic hopefuls quite often. You can go as John Q. Public and be shooting with a USA Olympic person trying out for the team. That's where they come to practice, because there are a limited number of Olympic bunker trap facilities in the nation. Thinking about that, and Krister mentioned the history, back in the day that Ben Avery was started as a Olympic training site. When Ben Avery, the reporter, started looking for land, what was one of his objectives was to provide the shooting crew team to come out of Colorado in the winter months to practice in a nice location. So besides bunker, we got international skeet. It's another unique game that we have to offer, and wobble trap.
And that's kind of cool, too, that you mentioned just the history behind Ben Avery Shooting Range. There's a lot of history in it as well.
A lot of history.
If people are listening and don't know where the Ben Avery Shooting Range is, Christopher, can you just describe kind of where in Arizona it is located?
Sure. It's off the Interstate 17 at State Route 74, the Carefree Highway, exit 223. So just on the north end of Phoenix, just south of Anthem.
And kind of right behind the headquarters here at Arizona Game and Fish. And we mentioned it before, we'll mention it one more time just because this is where people can find the plethora of resources they need and anything they want to learn about Ben Avery Shooting Range. Where can they go?
They can go to our website, www.azgfd.gov/BASF.
Lots going on there. Anything I missed? Anything at all, Christopher and Carl? I know we talked about a lot today.
I would just say once you're on the website, take a look at what shooting opportunities we have, and they are always changing. So check back periodically, because we are currently looking at expanding our shooting opportunities so that we can provide more for the public.
Perfect. Well, Christopher, Carl, thanks to both of you for being here with us today, and enjoy the rest of the day, and get out and enjoy the range. We hope to see you out there soon.
Hope to see you too.
Yep,
Come visit us anytime.
Thanks for listening. Visit us online at www.azgfd.gov.